Such an honor to join you today, and all thanks to your leadership, the people that really, really care and they are concerned about you and how you approach the time of getting out there into the reality of the world, into the job market, into building your brands, into finding your purpose. It's cruel out there. While you are in school, things seem to be quite controlled. And I know that it's a cruel world, even when you are in school. Some of you have been fending for yourselves. Some of you, as in life has not been that easy. But again, we want to be able to roll out in a way that is going to bring results much faster, that is going to have so much clarity, that is going to bring you so much awareness, and that you'll be able to overcome whatever it is that is going to come your way. And Councillor Adrian Kakinda, thank you so much for putting this together. I've been here before, 3 years ago to be precise, and now I am back and I've seen amazing things. For those that I managed to meet in the past years, they have given me good feedback. Some of them have gone on to build personal brands. Some of them have gone on to have good jobs. Some of them have gone on to go back to school. They risked a lot. They didn't think they had it in them, but they made the wise decisions. And some of them have called me and told me, you know what, I'm so glad I actually made this decision. So that means that we are all going to do different things. We are not going to do uniform things. But the thing is, there is a destination, there is a goal. We want fruits, we want results, we want to have a happy life. We want to be people that are successful, people that are significant, and that is what we want, and that is what we yearn for. That is why we come to school. Now today I'm speaking about or on the mindset of an employer, or the employer's mindset today. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I am the best suited to talk about this because, I mean, we go through these things day in, day out, like every single minute and every single second of the day. When you are an employer, you are unsettled, you have big dreams, you care who you bring on your team, you care who you hire, you care even if it's the biggest company. They will not just pick up anyone from the streets. They care who comes on their team. And those are some of the things that I want us to talk about, because those mindsets help you to position yourself in a way that can bring value, in a way that can find positioning and placement, and in a way that you can be able to evolve and grow and adapt in a way that brings a lot of value and actually solves problems. Because if anyone wants the best reasoning or mindset an employer will have is, I'm looking for a problem solver. I'm not just looking for someone to hire. I mean, it's not that anyone has a full basket of money or just has money lying around and all they want is to make sure that they have many people. People do not, we do not. And if you hear me, if you hear me say we or I want you to know that I'm referring to employers. Yeah, because I'm in active, employing people. And guess what? I take it upon myself to even go through the recruiting. I do not leave it to anyone else, because recruiting and hiring is a procedure that does not take just the knowledge of understanding the CV and the resume. It's a procedure that goes deeper into wisdom. It goes deeper into alignment, goes deeper into character. It goes deeper into discernment. Yes. And I'm very, very strict on who I hire, who I bring to be part of the team. Amongst all the companies, yeah, the sister companies, most of you will know, Spirit Media Group, Spirit FM, Spirit TV, and and all the sister stations in Gulu, in Koboko, in Ghana. And then we have like CTA, which is a content creation group. We have the Creative, which is which has all the graphics, motion graphics and everything. We have an events company. We have like, it's quite a big umbrella, but I care about every individual and their positioning and how they actually contribute to the bottom line. So you realize that you are hired to contribute to the bottom line. So that means every mindset of an employer is, who do I want? We handpick and then we place you on the bus, and not just place you on the bus, but place you in the seat. Or if we are picking you for the team, we're like, okay, she'll be a good goalkeeper, she'll be a good winger, she'll be a good striker, we choose, we handpick. Why? Because we want problem solved, we want productivity, and then we want everything that contributes to the bottom line. Even when you're not in finance, that means you are contribute to the financial well-being of the company. Because what is the sustenance of any company or organization? That is the money. You have to keep going. You have to be able to pay your taxes. You have to be able to pay your salaries. You have to be able to, as in, there's so many things that keep coming in and out. So if you're not contributing to that, yeah, that means you are actually draining. Okay, so let's start off with this a very powerful, very powerful scripture that says that, have you seen a diligent man in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mere men. That is Proverbs 22. He shall not stand before mere men. That means if you are diligent in your business, if you are diligent in your productivity, I don't know what you have studied. I don't know what, some of you are counselors, some of you are coaches, or some of you are just finding yourselves, you're through the period of self-awareness. You don't know exactly what you want to do. You don't even know which job you should apply for. You don't even know where you will serve best, so many of us. And I want to actually be able to quickly categorize that. But I just wanted to get this out of the way, that before God promotes you before the kings that we have talked about, and not the mere men, he first watches how you handle the small assignments. So that means wherever you will go, wherever you will be placed, even right now, the small things that you are doing, employers think the same way. Everywhere in the world, employers think the same way. They don't just hire skills that, oh, this is what I studied to do, or this is what I did. And what they need is the diligence. What they need is the discipline. What they need is the distinction. The diligence, the discipline, the distinction, yeah, because that is why they will put up and say, we are, hiring for this position, and you will have 100 people coming in, but they're looking for the best suited. The best suited most times will actually not be according to their credentials. It will not be the certificate. Thank you so much, you got the degree, but the degree actually does not do that much in this age and era. If we're talking about the employer's mindset now and today, in this age and era, it's not about the certificate, it's not about the degree, it's about what you can do for them. If you can be able to prove your value, if you can be able to prove your problem solving, if you can be able to prove your discipline, your distinction, what do you have that is different? What makes you stand out from everyone else? What kind of attitude do you actually have? Yeah, who are you? Where are you going? Yeah, what are your, what are your skills? What are your competencies? There's so many things that we look at as employers. But first, there are different types of graduates, because this is the last lecture and most of you are actually getting out. Some of you will understand where you actually fall in these categories, and I want us to go through them very quickly, because I have seen them during my hiring time. When people come in, some of them are actually very entitled graduates. Like, I have studied hard and the world owes me. Like, it's going to be on my beck and call. I'm going to get the kind of job that I want, and I will earn the kind of money that I want. And let me tell you, the moment I see that, because it's displayed with your bad attitude, with your arrogance, even how you sit, even how you speak, how you look, like you will be it. Yeah. So when any employer sees an entitled graduate, that is not a cup of tea for them. That is not something that they would actually want to have, because most of the times you get offended by correction, you get offended by any kind of feedback that someone gives you about what you have said, about how you look, about how, and if you are this kind, I just need you to look at yourself and take time to actually refocus and recenter yourself. The world is not going to pay you for your effort or your hard work that you put into the studying. It is going to pay for the impact? What are you able to do for them? What are you able to do for that particular employer? So humility will take you further. Humility will take you further. There's someone I was actually telling, this person was very, very, very talented, very talented. You know, some of those people that, I mean, they do something once and you're like, you read my mind. You know exactly what I needed. You did it so. But again, they lacked in character. They lacked in character, not only in character, but in interpersonal skills. And so that was a very, very hard keep, because no employer, I don't want a thorn in my flesh that I have to think about you every waking hour. I have to plan. I have to make sure that I tell other people to be to go slow on you. That means, I am promoting that. Because even if I tell you to have good interpersonal skills, I'm not going to plant them into you. You have to make a sober choice that you actually want to collaborate, and you just don't want to be problematic before everyone else. Yeah. So entitlement is not something that takes you any further. All right. And then we have the confused graduates. Yeah, the confused graduates. I have a degree, but I don't know what I want, what I really want. I don't know which job. I don't know where. I don't even know whether I want to work. Like, they are just confused, like the word itself. And so in this case, I mean, you're like, I can do anything. I can. You decide, such people struggle with decision making. You decide to even articulate your personal value and direction and what you can offer. Most of the confused graduates, the articulation, the communication is zero, because part of what you really need to be good at is how to communicate the value. Yeah, is how to be able to represent yourself, because no one is going to represent you. Yeah, and then such confused people, that means they are easily confused by other people as well, because if you're confused, that means that you're prone to more confusion, and then to be being misled or misdirected by peer pressure or by colleagues. That means that they can easily start a strike. They can easily, as in when you go to a place and you don't know what took you there, and you didn't know whether you really wanted to work, that means, I mean, you always have, anyone can touch you up, anyone can excite you, and you do something that you actually didn't want to do. And I usually say this to the people that I meet, or sometimes even to my employees, and confusion is being confused is very, very expensive, because it takes your time, it takes your confidence, it takes your credibility. Like, it strips away all the good things. Yeah. And it just leaves you more confused, and you're going to delay. You're going to, as others are running, as others are being precise about what they want to do. And even if it's not precise, there is compromise. And even when they compromise, they know, I'm going to compromise for 1 year, and then after that, I will get out in this end. As in, there's a calculated kind of, risks, and then the undertakings and everything else. A person that is confused, never. They are not going to do that. And then, if you want to make it in your career, whether you're going to look for a job, whether you're going to build a personal brand, find your purpose, or start a business, because some of you are going to do this. And the reason as to why I speak to you like this, and I don't know if some of you actually know that I did counseling and guidance I did my first bachelor's in Kyambogo, and I came back as a 29-year-old, because I did not have tuition. I come from a very poor family. So I came back to school very late. And while I was in school, while I was at Kyambogo, I remember at first I wanted to do finance, because I thought, okay, I would get jobs. And then I also had a friend who had jobs, finance jobs. And so I decided that, you know what, no, I'm going to go with my heart. I really love talking to people. I'm going to go for guidance and counseling. But I remember while we were doing that course, there were so many that were, I would say 19-year-old, 20-year-olds, 21, like those young, and I know some of you are not that older. You are actually maybe 24, 23, but I mean, they would have the fun of their lives. I had sworn to myself I did not have the luxury. I did not want to have any retake. I did not want, as in, I just wanted to go through and make sure that I can make a living. And I promised myself that after campus, I was not going to look for a job. I was going to start a private company, a private firm. And most people were laughing at me and asking me, do you know what a private firm is? Do you know that it's only lawyers that do private firms? And I told them, if it's the lawyers that do the private firms, for the first time in Uganda, there's going to be a counselor that actually starts a private firm. And I will tell you that, yes, things were hard. Yes, I had to try and make ends meet. But I will tell you that right from Kyambogo, I went into creating Life Fix. I started, being on radio. I started being on TV. One thing led to another. I started having private clients, and I have never looked back in my life. Everything else that I have done has been a private contractor, has been, influencing jobs, have been brand deals, has been, but my main and right is counseling and therapy, and then got into coaching, and after coaching I got into mentorship, and I have never looked back. I live one of the best lives. I mean, a life that I could only admire when I was growing up, a life that I never thought was possible when I was growing up. So when I tell you that some of the people that we actually finished school with in Kyambogo, some of them went on to be makeup artists, some of them went on to be priests, yes, some of them. So most of you are going to disappear. Some of them ended up at NASA. Some of them ended up in saloons. Some of them ended up like in totally different spaces. So you realize that whatever you've studied for sometimes it's not exactly what you're going to do. For me, I came back as an adult in Kyambogo, and that is why I decided that, you know what, this is what I want to do, and this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. That is why I got into starting my own private firm. And while I was starting my private firm, I was actually going back for a master's, and after the master's I went back for a doctorate. And as in, I decided that this is what I want to do. I want to talk to people. I want to develop people for a living. And let me tell you, I have never regretted it. I have more than 10 income streams, Yeah. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this to show you that the possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. I don't want you to just hold yourself at ransom and just say that, you know what, all I have to do is look for a job. If you need to look for a job, look for a job. But don't think that that is the only option. There are so many options. Yeah. And we will get into the options, but I want us to finish the types of graduates. So we have the hungry graduates. Yeah. The hungry graduates. I might not know everything, but I'm ready to learn. So if I can get a job, I will learn on job. I am open, yeah? And most of the times they will ask questions, they will seek for mentorship, they will show their initiative, they will come out of their shell, they will research, they will volunteer, they will add value before even being paid. There are such people, and I have employed so many of such people. Very hungry. They will come around. Some of them would come around the station, and, they will just hang around. And some of them would be DJs, because in the kind of work that I'm doing, or in the kind of industry that I'm doing, apart from my own private business and people developing and all the streams of income, remember, I'm also into media. Yeah. So now the media is it is 95% younger population. Yeah. So most of them will come around and hang around, and some of them are DJs, some of them are graphics designers. And then after some time I would ask, but I've been seeing Swans, this face here, what's his name? What does he do? Because he's been doing small things, and I've noticed that he's quite innovative. And then they'll tell me, oh, he's a DJ, he's not had a job for a while. And sometimes I'm like, okay, let's try him on such and such a show. And before you know it, we have spent 10 years with a guy. He's been giving us value. He's turned into the music director, or he's turned into, as in, he grows, different people grow into different things. But why? They are hungry and they are willing to learn. All right. So most of the times they will convert every experience into growth, and it will get them more skills. They will want to learn more skills. And that means more skills makes them more valuable and more competent when it comes to having a teachable spirit. That means actually it's a very good quality that every employer looks for. Let's talk about the passive graduates. The passive graduates are the ones that say, I'm waiting for something to happen. I am just waiting for something. I finished school, I graduated, so I'm just waiting for something to happen. You send a few CVs and then you wait for miracles to happen. And most of the times you will be on social media scrolling. You'll not be even creating any value, but you'll be on social media scrolling, and then you will talk more than you execute. You're not even willing to lift a finger. But when you look at the passive ones, even bathing becomes a problem, even washing their own clothes, even making their own bed. As passive as you are in your personal life, that is how passive you're going to be everywhere else. I mean, we don't all get the good things, even if I am the one that, I take charge, personal concern when it comes to hiring. It doesn't mean that everyone that you hire is going to be good. Along the way, people's colors actually usually come out. When you see a person that is passive, they will be reactionary. They will wait for things to happen in order for them to do them. They will never be innovative. They will never be creative. And so most of the times, I usually know when I put someone on probation, I know that, by the way, I am actually not going to go into the full scope hiring with this person. That meant, as in from the first month, I know I am not going to take long with you. I know that I'm actually going to have to drop you. Do I feel sorry for you? I feel sorry for you. But again, I cannot work with the person that is so passive that they're not willing to bring any value to the table. Okay, because you don't want to bring any value when it comes to building skills. That means you have no visibility. You're just not willing to do anything. You are not marketable. There is nothing to actually show. You're just waiting for opportunities. Yeah. And then let's talk about the last one, who is the purpose-driven graduate. Yeah, I'm not here to just get a job. I'm here to make a difference. I love such kinds of people, and when I see them, I actually know them, that you know what, I will choose growth over comfort. I will choose learning a new thing over just being adamant. And then they will use every platform, whether it's internship, whether it's a project, whether it's a job. There are some people that have come into the organization through internship. They were interning, and I was like, what? They have really, really good skills. They're purpose-driven. They're delivering beyond what they are paid to do. And I'm like, okay, this is a good thing, and this is something that I really, really want. Yeah. So I need you to look at that. They problem solve, and then they are faster at doing things. And, they are pushers. They are pushers. And no one wants to employ people that are not pushers. But I want us to go into the harsh realities that no one actually tells you. Because you've looked at the types of the graduates, you know exactly where you fall. If you're the passive, you know that you better move to the purpose-driven. If you're the confused, you know you better move to the purpose-driven. If you, whichever cluster you belong to, you need to make a move. Now, your degree, just like I said, it will not guarantee you a job. Employers don't hire certificates these days. They hire competence. They hire confidence. When someone speaks, when someone tells you what they've done before, when someone shows you what they've done before, yeah, it's undeniable. You're like, I want those results. I want them. How can I replicate them here? And before you know it, you have no choice but to actually hire them on your team. And when someone has good chemistry, they're getting along with other people, they're collaborating, they're sharing knowledge. That means not even the probability, but the capability of the job moving and shifting and having results and productivity is very high. A person that has zero chemistry and a bad attitude, that is a bottleneck in the system. A bottleneck is everything good will happen until it gets to their table, until it gets to their docket, until it gets to what they have to do. And all of a sudden, everything is tied up. Why? Because they don't talk well to people, because they have a bad attitude. So we do not want to hire, as employers, employers. We do not want to hire bottlenecks. We want to hire people that are going to be progressive, people that have good attitudes, people that have problem-solving skills, people that are good at handling conflict, because the conflict is going to be there. You are human beings coming from different places. You have different temperaments, yeah. You have different, as in there are so many different things. So you coming into this place and being able to listen more, being able to watch and how things are done, and being able to know who to deal with and how to deal with them, and what perimeters and what boundaries, that is a plus for me, because I do not want to have a headache. I do not want to be following every time. What is he doing? Why isn't this work getting done? Why is it? No, we are not hiring smaller projects to keep us busy. We are hiring people that can actually work on their own and have productivity on their own. We have like thousands of things to deal with. We have governments to deal with. We have economies to deal with. We have taxes to deal with. We have salaries to deal with. We have emergencies to deal with. We have organizational growth to deal with. We have so many things to deal with. And on top of that, we have our personal lives. Why would we want another problem? We would not want another problem. We would actually want someone who makes life lighter for us. So if you're the kind that is innovative and creative and competent and confident, and your chemistry is good, we want you, because what we want more than anything is safety. Yeah, what we want more than anything is less work on our hands. All right. Okay. So some of us, let's just talk about the evolution of hiring, because gone are the days where the skill-based used to be the way people used to do things. Right now, it's about the value-based. The value-based, and then the value-based, I will say, goes in hand with visibility, and then you are valued. The valued is those are 3 V's. You are valuable, yeah, and you are visible, and then you are valued. The valued is the payment, but the value that you bring and the visibility of that value, that it can speak for itself, it's standing out, yeah, that is exactly what we are looking for. It's no longer a CV-based kind of hiring. We are looking for proof, yeah. Do you have any portfolios? Do you have any social media visibility? Do you have any internet footprint? Yeah, this is where building a brand is not something that you can skip. You cannot say, oh, you know what, I just have a page where I'm just randomly posting things, what I put on today and what yes, those are nice, but again, can you be able to show us what are your interests in the world? Are you interested in politics? Are you interested in women and women empowerment? Are you interested in teenagers making better decisions? As in, we want to see something progressive. And when you put a camera in front of you and speak and contribute to the world, and we're like, okay, this is a person that has a purpose. That's the other thing. I have sworn and I swore I do not want to hire people that are purposeless. Like they have nothing else happening for them. As in, all they want is, I want to get a job, and then I will make that job my mother and my father, and I will hold on to it, and then I will be passive and I will not do anything. No, I want someone that already has value in their life. They are busy, they know where they're headed, they know what they want, and sometimes they even know how long they want to work with me. As in, that is a person that I know is going to put in everything, because when you are working, you're supposed to work, you're supposed to, everything you find your hands find to do, you should do it with all your strength. Let me tell you, God cannot be mocked. What you sow is what you reap. When you sow lack of creativity, when you sow lack of enthusiasm, when you sow, some of the employers don't actually know that they are going to reap this exact thing, because you cannot do unto another what you don't want to be done to you. So if you do not want at some point, because what is the end game? A person that has a vision is a person that knows that after some time, I'm going to be an employer. I will have an organization of my own, a company of my own, and this is what I'm going to be doing. But that means I'll be hiring. So can I be the best employer to this, the best employee to this employer, so that when my time comes, I will actually be able to also know who is good and who is bad, so that I can know exactly who to hire and who not to hire. Yeah, some of these things happen naturally that you don't even get to decide. Okay, so How do you handle pressure? How do you handle feedback? How do you handle culture shock? Because some of those things are going to determine whether you, the hireability, they're going to determine whether you're employable. Yes, and they're going to determine whether, even if it is just volunteering, I mind who volunteers with me. I really mind. That is why I will give them a letter. That is why I will even put them on probation. That is why, as in, I want to see, are you a good fit? Are you a good fit? Even if it's just interning, I should know that you are able to fit into the structure as is. All right, and then, what do employers really look for? Because our mindsets are that what is filling our mindset is what we are looking for. The competence, yeah. Can you actually do the job? Can you, when I hire you as a graphics designer, I hire you as a counselor, let me say, for example, can you be able to do the job? Because the application, by the way, in the field is totally different from the things that you have learned. That means you have to be able to make your own research. You have to be able to know, who are my target? There are people that have called me and they've been hired in hospitals as counselors, and they have zero knowledge of how to even go about it. Zero knowledge. And some of them have come back into accelerated mentorship to sign up for accelerated mentorship so that they can know exactly what to do. And I have walked this journey with so many of them, the counselors that have been hired in different hospitals. And I'm like, you know what? Now you're going to build a personal brand. Aside from just working from in the hospital, you're going to build a personal brand. But if you're working with patients and know that in the hospital setting, it's my patients that are my target audience, what kind of content am I creating? Content is not only the thing that we post on social media. Sometimes is how we layers, what we talk about, the kind of seminars that we talk about, the kind of palliative care that we give when it comes to hospitals. So do you see the words that you speak, the kind of research, what are you researching about? What are they going through? The empathy, the being able to speak the right words, the being able, and I remember some of them actually, I don't remember which number, but a good number of them, after they went through accelerated mentorship, they were given better positions, not just as counselors, but even got into administration. Because now they started seeing the loopholes everywhere. They started seeing how the nurses were talking to the patients. They started seeing, and they were like, oh my God, I didn't know that this actually, the whole thing affects me. I was just looking at my docket and the counseling I learned in school, and I would see it was not actually being applicable anywhere. And yet I had to redraw the structure. We had to draw a proper roadmap of what are they dealing with, who are they talking to, what pains are they dealing with, how, and everything. How do you position yourself? How do you brand yourself? Because there should be longevity, that after you work with them, or if you lost this job, who else is going to hire you? They should be able to see the kind of portfolio, the blueprint, I mean the footprint on your social media, and see that, by the way, you were very very ambitious at dealing with the problems at hand. And then you actually built a personal brand. You're very purposeful about what you are doing. There are things that you've been able to accomplish. They speak for themselves. And guess what? Other people can even speak for you. Okay? So I need you to do that. Character is very, very, very important. Can we trust you when no one is watching? Can we trust that you will not take a camera? Can we trust that you will not steal a microphone? Can we like your character? Can we as in, if you're the kind that is backbiting everyone left, right, and center, if you're backbiting your fellow worker, that means you can backbite your employer. That is so. Your character is something that you should be able to actually look like, because as employers, our mindset is fixed on that. Consistency. Are you going to do this? Show up daily, or you're going to show up only when things are convenient? And then I have to ask, who is so and so? Why isn't he in the meeting? Why? If I have to ask about you two times, then I'm already getting fed up, because I am busy and I have things to do. So as an employer, The employer's mindset, they do not want to be bothered. They have enough on their plate, and you should not be an extra baggage on their plate. All right. And the chemistry, we talked about the chemistry. How do you talk to other people? The creativity. Do you think outside the box, or you're only doing things as they were, they are, and forever they will be? I need you to be able to look into that. Communication is very paramount. Can you express your ideas clearly? Can you talk to, and professionally, can you talk to your colleagues professionally, to your employer professionally? There are people that and this I will say, there are certain tribes that most employers will tell you that this tribe has either Kamanyiro or this tribe, and sometimes it's not even a tribe, it's an individual thing. Yeah, for you, you speak, but the way you speak is so sarcastic, the way you speak is pulling other people down, the way you speak, that is not going to be tolerated. Bad attitude is not going to be tolerated. What is your contribution? Will you add value beyond your job description, or you'll just say, that is not in my docket, that is not in my docket, that is not in my docket? We need people, employers need people that can be able to provide value beyond what they were employed to do. All right. So there's so many things that we could have talked about, but employers can potential, not just perfection. The energy is very, very important. What energy are you carrying? Are you optimistic? Are you enthusiastic? Are you energetic? Are you looking towards the future with enthusiasm? We want people that radiate that, because half the time as employers, I mean, we've been beaten down, we've been burnt out. There's so many things. We are dreaming big. We are, as in, there's so many things that are taking us up. So we want fresh energy. Execution is non-negotiable. An environment that you fit in is non-negotiable. So when you look at these lenses, that means you know that, by the way, okay, these are things that I really, really must be able to pan a bit myself. If I'm going to have a future, yeah, if I'm going to have that big future that I dream of having companies and having organizations, then I better be the best employer right now and sow the seeds that I need. And as I conclude, I need you to know that building a personal brand, finding your business, developing your business, and finding your purpose, developing your purpose and deploying your purpose is one of the things that are going to be so exceptional, because some of you are not going to be job seekers. Some of you are going to create the jobs like I did. And so that means the mandate is on you to be able to develop yourself. Chances are you need an extra course, or you need a short course that can be able to give you a roadmap of how to find your target audience and how to know their problems, how to solve their problems, and how to package it into products, and how to be able to sell them out and market them out, and how to be able to build communities, and how to be able to monetize, so that you can be able to, because at the end of the day, what you are looking for is money. The reason as to why you're looking for employment is money. The reason as to why you'll start that organization or start that business is money. If you start a business and the business is lucrative, the business has it's something that you love to do, it's something that you do so well, it's something that people need, and it's something that people are willing to pay for. Those are 4 subsets. Something that you love to do, something that people that you do very well, something that people need, and something that actually people are willing to pay for. You will have all the money in the world, because what's taking you into employment? Money. So some of you are going to start businesses, some of you are going to find your purpose and monetize it, some of you are going to build powerful brands and have 12 streams of income. But whichever way you decide to take, I need you to know that you have to be excellent. You have to be excellent. All right, so my time is up. I pray that the grace of the Lord will guide you, and I pray that His favor will go before you. Even as you go into the job market or creating your business, you need favor upon your life, that you will keep advancing, that you will go from level to level and glory to glory, and that you will make it in a big way. Bless you.